are definitely growing people. We're not looking at that time, that specific time that we're in the classroom. We're looking at their future. We're saying the academics is a portion of developing a child, and we recognize that in Montessori. It's just a portion. The academics is such a small portion of helping to develop that person into a well-rounded, responsible adult.
I'm Glenn Herbert, and I'm an editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private schools to gain insights into their programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administrators. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
I love to watch the children learn with their faces lighted up when they discover something, when they see something. I love to see the children sharing and helping one another. So that's something that I see all the time. I love the fact that I can walk into my day every day and it is a new day and something new will happen, and it is joyous and interesting and fun to be there. I also love the opportunity that I can also still go into the classrooms and work directly with the children. I still teach the children. I'm still teaching lessons. Every day I'm going into the rooms and touching base with those children one-on-one or in small groups, and I love that. The thing with Montessori is that because the materials are there for the children, we often hear them go, I got it, I get it. Or they exchange it with someone else and say, oh, you can get this, that's okay. And you see the encouragement as they're working with these materials. And it's just so nice to see their faces light up when they feel that they've accomplished it. I think I was excited just to see a new environment and how the hum of the school worked, how that the buzz was there. And I wanted just to see how that Montessori is working within the school itself before I wanted to make any changes. So it was quite a while before I started to implement some different things, such as we became part of the Small School Athletic Federation, where we compete outside of the school athletically for our elementary students. So those things, I've implemented or changed. And then keeping that Montessori feeling and the principles was really important to me. So we did go through an accreditation through the Canadian Council of Montessori Administrators, and I was part of that and helped the classrooms meet those principles and maintain what they already had, but even make themselves even better. It's very important that you're making sure that you're in a Montessori school that has been accredited. Our accreditation takes place through what's called the Canadian Council of Montessori Administrators, which is across Canada. And it makes sure that the teachers and staff are properly trained through an approved teacher training college. And they are also making sure that you are following the Montessori principles that are laid out by Maria Montessori. I guess I get there fairly early, and I love to be able to be there for the staff, to greet them in the morning, to be there for them to share anything that they need to with me, for me to help and support them in any way that I can, just to give them ideas or just exchange any concerns that I might be having with children. And it's really nice to see the staff first thing in the morning. And then I switch that over, and I'm now greeting the children in the hallways. I'm saying good morning to them. I'm going from class to class and saying good morning to the rest of the school. And I think that's what's really important, is just that connection with everyone every day. I don't necessarily see everyone every day, but I see within the week everyone, and I've been able to say hello. The smile from the infants when you're waving hello at the doorway, or just the toddlers who are just really happily going out to the playground, and just watching their faces light up, or listening to a Kaza child who's the junior kindergarten or kindergarten age, listening to them and something that they are very excited about and want to share with me, or the elementary student who has a story or just want to be heard or give suggestions on what we could do to do better. Oh, I have an idea. Can we do this on Friday assembly? And it's really exciting that way, just to be connecting with the school. And then it goes into where I am in the classrooms, mainly in the elementary classrooms throughout the day, touching base with the vice principals of the schools and making sure that everything else is running fine, answering phones just like any other administrator is. But I do spend a good portion of my day with the children in the classrooms. Most of our students do come to us through the infant program or the toddler program. And then they graduate up to being in that CASA level, which is the 3 to 6 year old age group. And they stay in that 3 to 6 year old age group. And the parents just are so happy with the way that they see the children progressing, watching their language develop, watching their ability to read, watching their mathematics come alive, so that they're very happy with the Montessori program that we provide at Central Montessori School, so that they keep their children on to the elementary level. We have about 90% stay with us and continue on at the elementary level in through all the way through to grade 6. We are often told by parents they wish we went beyond grade 6, but we always say we're doing what we do very well. So at that point, let another school continue on. And it's heartbreaking to watch the children go, but at the same time, you're very happy for them because they're very ready to move on to that new school. The children do very well at their new schools come grade 7, and the other private schools really enjoy getting our Central Montessori students, because they know how well-rounded they are, how responsible they are, and they settle in their classrooms very well. And they also become part of the community in the school that they join, because that's been such a large part of their life, is being part of the school community. About 80% of the staff have been at the school for about 20 years. About 90% of the staff have been there for over 10 years. So we don't have a huge staff turnover. We are like a large family. We have built and grown together and support one another, and that the staff are very happy with what they do, and they get connections with the parents and the parent community, so that the parents feel happy, the staff feel happy, and they feel supported. So we don't have a huge staff turnover. If you're taking a look at a person who is living the values that we support, it's going to be someone, because Central Montessori School really promotes diversity. We contribute to the community. We feel that that's a very strong component of what we do. They have empathy and compassion for others. And so those values are there for that person. You take a look at very famous people who have gone to Montessori, and those values are still there. They contribute back to their community. We promote acceptance and understanding of our similarities and our differences. And because of that, someone that we're taking a look at that has a Montessori background from our school is going to be very social, well balanced, and they're going to be giving back to that community. Whether they are contributors or innovators, they are going to be seen. The alumni are always invited back for different events, and we actually ask our alumni to come into events like our kids and talk to the parents and express what their experience was like. We've had our students come and show up at our kids and talk for the school, and they come back in for different events. We always have a carnival, for instance, once a year at the end of the year. And our students come back and they volunteer to help out at the different games and things like that. If we do a call out to them, they'll come in to do something or to talk to the group about something that they're experiencing. If they've just been in a sport and won something that was incredible, they'll come back and talk to the students about their journey of reaching that to help support the students that are already there. We don't have entrance tests for students. They usually are coming in at such a young age. What we do is have a conversation with the parents to make sure that the parent is understanding how a Montessori school works, how Central Montessori School works, and making sure that that fits in with their values and what they want for their education of their child. We often ask them the question of, what do you want your adult child to be like? And we're looking for those things where the adult will say, I want them to be responsible and organized and self-motivated and disciplined. And I said, then you're looking at the right place. But if they don't follow those same sort of values that the school promotes, that's where the disconnect will happen. I would say it's not the student. I would say it is probably going to be a parent that wants to change something that we feel is very important. We're more than willing to adjust something or adapt something as long as it doesn't take away from the core Montessori principles of what we are doing within the classroom. So it's not really the child that doesn't fit. It is a matter of making sure that the parent is on board. Even when we have children that are, you know, have learning differences or learning challenges or learning behaviors, as long as the parent is working with us, the child will do fine. So that's what we're looking for, is the parent support. We actually have a very unique culture in the sense that we have a very cultural background from our staffing itself. So that's where it sort of starts. And then we also have a wide range of backgrounds and heritages from our students, and we promote that, we embrace it. So you can see that acceptance, you can see that we celebrate, teach, learn from the other cultures within our society, within our community. We actually have an international week once a year where everyone brings in their food, that we talk, they wear their dress, they bring in artifacts, they do dance, they do music of their own heritage and share it with not just their classroom, but with their own age range as well in a larger assembly. So it's very, very fascinating, encouraging that we just are embracing everyone's background and saying, but ultimately, you know, we're here in Canada, we're Canadians, but look at the background that we have and the richness that everyone brings to Central Montessori School. We have an open door policy in the fact that we are saying that the teachers are available to the parents at any point in time. They return phone calls. They now we Zoom meet for parents if they have any questions. We have different ways of communicating through emails and things like that. So the parents will have any concerns or questions addressed immediately. The parents feel very comfortable when they drop off their children first thing in the morning. They're feeling very safe and secure that their child is going into an environment that's great. And it's great because of the staff that are working with them all day long and look after them. At the same time, the administrators are all front line and center. We are there for the parents. We're a phone call. We take phone calls all the time from a parent and we talk to them directly. We're included in some of the meetings, but other times we're, you know, just there to back to support the parents. A lot of the time lately, it's been supporting the parents on how to deal with this pandemic and how things are going on at home. So we're also a sounding block. So we're there for the parents, and I think they feel that. We actually recently had one of the parents return to the school, and they're driving a long way because they did move. And she said, we just didn't feel that connect. We really missed the happiness, that community feeling of the school. So we're driving, and they're driving an hour to get to us. Dr. Maria Montessori herself was nominated twice for the Nobel Peace Prize. She felt very strongly about peace and that peace started with children. So she created this whole peace component to the classrooms. So from a very, very young age, the children learn to start to vocalize and verbalize what might have happened. So I didn't like it when you did this. And they said, I'm sorry, I did that. I did that because. And so the teachers help support those children. We actually have what's called a peace table within the classroom. And that peace table is where we sort of put the children and say, okay, you two can sit down and work out your problems. Obviously the older this happens, but we're talking 3.5-year-olds will sit down at this peace table to talk it through. They might need the support from the staff member. And at this other time, the staff member might just hover around just to make sure everything's going fine because they've had the guidance from a very young age on how to work with this. As the children age, they learn how to talk to one another, solve the problem. An older child will often come in and say, hey, you can't do that. What happened here? And they'll help with that conflict. But we really do promote that the children learn how to express their feelings and express what they didn't like that someone else might have done. So we don't have an awful lot of really bad conflicts that do take place because they are dealt with within the classroom, out on the playground, in that manner at all times. I'd say adaptability. They'd be confident. They'd be responsible. They'd be compassionate. And I'd also say that they'd be the organizers, the leaders, the ones that are in the middle of something trying to work together as a team. I'd say that's what it's all about. They'd have the teammanship. We are doing a lot of fundraising that occurs to help the community around us. So we'll do the Red Cross, we'll do the Jump Rope for Heart, we'll do all of those things for our community. And we also do a lot of fundraising for other events that take place, hurricanes, earthquakes, etc. But the children also learn to go out into the community and they'll go shopping. They'll go to the corner store or the big, huge supermarket that's nearby. They'll walk there after they've learned about money and they'll go and purchase things with the money that the classroom has. And they're each responsible to go buy something at the store and they'll come back and make a soup or they'll make a banana loaf or they'll make something. So they've gone out that way. But our area is so rich in things that are there. We go on lots of field trips. Even from the young age, we're taking them out to the farms nearby. We're taking them to Black Creek Pioneer Village. We're taking them to the Leslie Spit. We're taking them to Edwards Gardens for programs. We're taking them to the art museums and to the ROM. There's so much that our city has to offer, and we take good advantage of that. So they get out and see their city. We are definitely growing people. We're not looking at that time, that specific time that we're in the classroom. We're looking at their future. We're saying the academics is a portion of developing a child, and we recognize that in Montessori. It's just a portion. The academics is such a small portion of helping to develop that person into a well-rounded, responsible adult. And so we take a lot of time to make sure that that component is there to help support that child in their growth. And we take a large part of that. So it's almost like the family takes a good role on that emotional, social development, but so does the school. Central Montessori School really does feel that we are a large part of helping develop this person into a wonderful human being. So it's not just about the academics, it's about who they end up being, and they're remarkable people. They really are. They come back to us and they're just beautiful people that we see coming back to us all the time. Oh, good question. I would say, I think what you have to do is do your homework. I think you have to take a look at the school as a whole and not just look at the aesthetics. You need to take a look at what's going on inside the classroom. What is happening there? What is the learning that's happening? How is that learning happening? What is the relationship between the teacher and the child? Is the child respected and looked at as an individual, and that individual potential um, is important and focused on, rather than taking a look at, does the building look good? You're taking a look at, is the education good? And I think that's what you have to do. You have to go beyond the aesthetics and look at the heartbeat.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.